Hello, my name's John. You've asked me to do some video blogging for Crowd DNA, and you've got two videos for me to do. So I'm going to start with video number one, and the title of this one is Your TV Viewing Experience Now and in the Future. So I hope you don't mind, I've got a few bits of paper in front of me, obviously the questions and a few things that I've written down what I'm going to say. So I can't remember it all, I do have the memory of a goldfish. So video one's in 3 parts, so I'm going to start the first part, timing. Here's a few of the questions you want me to go through. So you want me to know how important it is for me to watch TV shows as their scheduled time, so as they hit the screens. So I guess that's quite important because you want to watch things straight away as soon as they come out. Like certain shows you can get away with watching on catch up, but I don't know, like sort of dramas or anything that could potentially get spoiled by TV news, overhearing people talking on the bus. Then yeah, that can be a bit of a problem, because if you haven't watched it straight away, and I don't know, you just happen to be sat on a bus and Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Jones are chatting away about EastEnders and they tell you that so and so's died or this person's got married. As you can tell, I'm not a massive EastEnders fan, so I don't know any of the characters, but it could easily get spoiled and then it ruins it for you, and you know what's going to happen. So if you watch it straight away, then you avoid any of that happening. But at the same time, you can't always guarantee that you're going to be in. Like at the moment I'm working, my shifts are a bit all over the place, so I can't always guarantee that I'm going to be at home in front of the TV when my favourite show comes out, so it's all sort of time dependent. And I mean with like certain shows you can get away with watching later on, like things that can't really get spoiled, like I don't know, the new Simpsons episodes or like new South Park or something like that, because it's just like a bit of comedy, there's nothing to really spoil in it. I mean, like a prime example of something that has got spoilt for me in the past was not the last season of The Apprentice, like a couple ago when I was still living in Manchester. Was watching all of it, watched every single one, got to the final, couldn't actually watch it because I was busy doing something or forgot to for some reason. Was at home watching TV, and I don't know if you ever watched BBC Three, and the little news update comes on. And this update came up telling you what's going on in Celebrity World, and it ruined The Apprentice for me because I wanted to watch the final and it told me who won, and I was absolutely gutted. So yeah, that's really, really irritating when things like that happen. So I suppose that's the reason why you should try and watch things when they come out. No. So that's more to do with like the second question on these specific programmes that you especially like to watch as they're aired as opposed to catch up. Yeah, so I've done pretty much question 2 as to why certain shows I need to watch when they come out and other ones you can sort of get away with. So you want to know, do I know anyone who barely ever watches TV the regular way? Regular being an inverted, I can't even get both the inverted bits in there on my webcam. Regular being an inverted way, so I presume you mean just standardly on TV, Sky, Freeview. People that watch things on video demand or stream them from the internet. Yeah, my ex-girlfriend actually, Leanne, she never used to watch TV the regular way. She just used to stream everything, just sit in bed on her laptop watching things. I think there's a few reasons for doing that. One is because she's pretty lazy and she just likes to watch things curled up in bed, which is fair enough, and she didn't have a TV in her room, she just had her laptop, so it depends where your television is and how comfortable you are. Another reason is she was always really busy, like doing things like partying, uni work, etc. Actual like work to fund her partying. She was never really at home, and a lot of the shows she wanted to watch were on at like prime time, like X Factor for example, or The Only Way Is Essex. If she missed it, it was because she was at work. So she had to watch it on catch up, and she never really got the chance to watch it sort of the regular way because she was never around when her favourite shows were. So I suppose that's one of the reasons. And I guess the other reason why people sort of stream things off the internet as well, not necessarily on video on demand, but like just streaming movies and stuff, is because there might not be something that they want to watch on TV. Like the internet gives you a massive amount of choice. You can just sort of stream whatever you want from anywhere. Most of the time, until Mega Video got shut down, that sort of sucks. But I'm sure there's plenty of other sites that will take its place. So yeah, you get more choice just because. With TV schedule, you sort of have to watch what people want you to watch at a certain time. It might not necessarily be what you want to watch. So if you stream it off the internet, then you get that choice and that freedom. So yeah, I'm going to move on to, I'm just going to get a drink. I'm going to move on to part 2 now, ways of watching TV. So, there are now so many ways to watch TV content right now, as you've seen from the list in the previous Adobe file. So you want to know all the options that I've considered. So you want me to tell you a bit about the TV content that I watch the most, and if you use varied platforms or hookups and why they're useful. So, 1 second. So I do use quite a few different platforms. Obviously I've got my laptop here which I'm recording things on. It's a PC laptop, not a MacBook because I'm too poor to afford a MacBook. I would have one if I did have the money, but until then, yeah, we're just going to have to wait. So I do use things like BBC iPlayer, ITV Player, 4OD to watch things, watch some of my favourite shows. Also, I don't actually own an Xbox or a PS3 myself, but I have got friends that own them, and they use them to watch certain shows. So we use that, like when I'm around their houses, stream things on the internet on the PlayStation, like the new South Parks off allsp.com and things like that. And also you can get iPlayer on it as well, and Sky Go as well. My friend's got on his Xbox. See how we use that. Also have an iPhone which I sometimes watch TV on. It's not very regular, to be honest, because I've got pretty bad eyesight and I find that it's quite hard to see on a small phone. But if my eyesight was better, then I'd definitely use it more. Like just the occasional time when I'm really bored and I need to watch something, like on a break at work or on a long train journey or something. So I don't use the train that often, but it has happened. So I've got the iPlayer up on that. Okay, so I've also got a HD TV in my lounge as well. It's not in my parents' lounge, should I say. I wish I had my own HD TV. Use that to watch TV when they're not in there, when I get a chance. And that's hooked up to Sky Plus HD as well. So it's good for watching like nature documentaries and things like that, because it's just crisp and beautiful clear. Pardon me. Also, I've got friends that use Freeview. You know, they haven't quite got the money to afford Sky, so they've just got Freeview boxes. So that's one of the platforms that I use. And also, when I was in Manchester and I lived with my friends up there, we had Virgin TV as well, which is pretty good. It's a bit better than Freeview, but it's not as good as Sky. So, yeah. What else do you want to know? So, you also want to know why these are useful. So, I mean, it just varies things. As I said with the TV, like I can't, because I live with my parents, they sort of get a say of what goes on the TV. I can't always guarantee that they're going to be watching what I want to watch. So if they won't let me change the channel, then I can just go upstairs and get my laptop out and push something out on 4OD, and then it works perfectly, or BBC iPlayer, whatever. Or if I'm at a friend's house, we want to watch something on the internet, just use the PlayStation or the Xbox. So yeah, that's a very good reason for using them. Now you also want to know if I ever use a second device, such as a laptop, a tablet or a phone whilst I'm watching TV, and you want me to tell you what I'm doing while I'm on it. Well, I do tend to sort of like use my phone a little bit to play games, and my computer standardly while I'm watching TV to just be on Facebook stalking people's lives. What else do people use it for? But no, I mean there's a few other things, such as, I don't know, like something comes up, you find an interesting fact, you're like, oh, I'll just Google that, or you just get it up on your phone. Sometimes it is when you're not paying attention, you can't really be asked to watch the TV, so you just sort of end up playing on Temple Run on your phone, or something like that. Or also like googling actors and actresses that have been in certain shows, and you think, oh, I recognise him, what's this, I'm going to find out who it is. Or if you're watching a film as well and you're not really sure about it, just straight on the IMDb app on your phone, get a rating of it. Anything less than a 5, it's generally not worth watching. So yeah, I suppose in that respect it has got some advantages. Now, you also want to know if I've ever been involved in a Twitter debate or a play-along game whilst the show's been live. Twitter debate. No, I don't really use Twitter. I don't really see the point. Like, I'm not famous enough to get any followers, so yeah, I don't know. It's never really took off for me. It's not like Facebook. Everyone's on. Well, a lot of people are on Twitter, but it's not my cup of tea, so I can't really answer that question. And play along games online, I haven't done it personally. I've been with people that have been playing £1 Million Drop online. I've been playing along to see how well they can do, and I mean, I probably should have done it. I was probably just lazy at the time. But it sounds quite interesting, and it makes it like a little bit more interactive, and you can sort of compete with the characters on the contestants, on the show, to see how well you do and how well you fare. So yeah, that's quite a good idea. Now, finally, you go into part 3, which is looking ahead. So TV content itself is set to become more social and interactive in the future, i.e. more commenting on shows, interactive apps and games, more interactive adverts and things like that. So what do I think of all of this? To be honest, I think it's going to be pretty good. I like the idea of TV being a little bit more interactive. Pardon me. Got a bit of a cough. So yeah, I mean, at the moment when you watch TV, you're sort of just a bit like a couch potato. You sit there like a vegetable doing nothing, just engrossed in the show. If it's a bit more interactive, be a bit more fun, like cool apps that you could play, like I said with a £1,000,000 drop, that you could play along to using your phone or on your computer, so you feel a bit more involved with it. It's a bit more interactive. So, what else do you want to know? Tell us how you think new technologies can make watching TV more better and more fun. So, I think a good way to do it, I don't know whether this is sort of plausible, it's just a bit of a theory, who knows, maybe I should patent it. But say for example you're watching like a soap, or like I said, I'm not a massive soap fan, like Emmerdale or EastEnders or something like that, and you've got a choice like, should this character tell so and so that she's been sleeping with their boyfriend, or should they not? And then you can have an app on your phone that lets people vote, so the general public can vote and could decide the outcome of what's going on. I think that would be a good way to get people a lot more interactive in it. Don't know whether it's feasible, or it's just an idea, just putting it out there. And finally, can you imagine the ways or methods that you watch TV will change in the next few years? Tell us a bit about your predictions. Well, I'm not really sure. I think that play-alongs to shows will become a lot more popular. So there's only like a couple going around at the moment. Like you can play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and £1,000,000 Drop. But I reckon like that's taken off quite a bit. Like a lot of people do it, and they always shout out on the shows, oh, so and so has already got their £1,000,000 and they're on to question number 6 or whatever. I reckon a lot more shows will start to do that. Take that sort of interactive play-along approach, so the audience feels more involved with it. And I reckon adverts will become a lot more interactive. Now I don't know if you've seen it. There's like an advert on YouTube for a Tipp-Ex. It's quite sort of famous. My friend told me about it. And what happens is the guy sort of comes out of the screen with a Tipp-Ex, and Tipp-Ex is out what goes on, and you can choose the outcome of it. It's really cool. It's definitely worth searching for. But I reckon a lot more adverts will start to become sort of like that, interactive, and like using your smartphones and applications and computers, and it'll all sort of link together. It's going to be really interesting what the future holds, so we'll have to see what's what. But yeah, that's the end of that.